What's up, watch nerds? In this video, we'll be unboxing and testing out this Weishi, whatever, 1000 Timegrapher, and we'll do a quick test and run through the functions to see how it performs. I purchased this machine from AliExpress. It was a choice item with free shipping from a well-reviewed retailer by the name of Maturk Top Sell Store. I'll put a link to their store in the description below. Without further ado, let's get into it. Shipping to Canada, I received this item in just 9 days. It was super fast. Let's get this baby unpacked. It's super easy to hook up with only 2 connections in the rear, one for the microphone and the other for the power supply. Just to test it out, I've got an old Invicta watch with a Sellita SW200 movement inside. It's been sitting for years in a box, and I'll be transplanting it into a new case in the coming days. Just one of several builds I have lined up, so stay tuned for those. We'll wind this watch up, get it running, and stick it on the microphone. As soon as I plug the machine in, it fired up right away on its own. I'll make note that the images online show a switch on the power supply cable that this unit does not actually come with. So you essentially power it on or off by plugging it in or unplugging the unit. I was aware of this by other reviews, so it wasn't a surprise for me. Looking at the front of the unit here, we have a start and pause button. It's pretty self-explanatory. You press it to start a test, which it's doing right now, or you press it again, and it pauses it. Next to that, we have a button here labeled Setting and Sound, and this is a multi-purpose button. If the machine is on and it's running through a test, this button will mute or unmute the sound. Now, if you click the red button to pause again, the Setting and Sound button will now cycle through a menu where you can manually adjust certain functions. The first setting we see is the beat rate, which is set to auto by default. However, you can use these up and down arrow buttons, and you can manually adjust settings. So here you could choose the beat rate if you know the beat rate of the movement that you're testing. If you leave it on auto, the machine listens and guesses the beat rate. And from my understanding, it works most of the time, but could misidentify some vintage or low amplitude movements. If you know, or once you determine the beat rate of your movement, it's recommended to manually select it. So for this Sellita SW200, we're going to select 28,800 beats per hour. Next in the list, we have the lift angle, which right now is by default set to 52 degrees. If the lift angle is set too low for your movement, the Timegrapher would report a higher amplitude than it really is. And if the lift angle is too high, then the Timegrapher would report a lower amplitude. Next down the list, we have test period. Right now it's set to 12 seconds. The test period is how long in seconds that the Timegrapher will listen to the watch before calculating and displaying the results. So in other words, like how much data do you want before the numbers settle? So a short test period, like 2 to 4 seconds, you'll get faster updates, and it's very responsive when you're making adjustments, so it's good for quick checks. But the readings can jump around more, they'll be a little bit less accurate averages, and it can exaggerate noise or irregular beats. So best to use a short test period for, when you're doing regulation, watching how the rate changes as you move the regulator, that sort of thing. The longer test periods, 6, 10 plus seconds, will give you a more stable number, better averaging, more trustworthy final readings, so on and so forth. The downside is it'll be slower to update and less responsive while you're making adjustments. Better to use a longer test period when you're doing your final measurements and recording results and comparing positions. Next, we have language. I don't think I need to explain that, but let's check out what they have for options. Only English, so that's kind of funny. And that's it for settings. So we're going to click the start pause button again to leave the menu. And surprisingly, for this watch sitting in a box unused probably for about, must be 7 years now, it is running extremely well. So very happy about that. Stay tuned for several upcoming builds and reviews in the next few weeks here. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.